click on it, SPSS pops up. Okay, and so to approach the first question, it asks you which variables fall under categorical. Categorical variables would have items that are with nominal or ordinal type of measures. So for descriptive statistics, what you want to do is go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, click on Frequency. Okay, so like I mentioned before, any items that has the nominal or ordinal measures, you want to bring it over because that's what the question wants. Okay, so to save your time, if you click on this, it highlights. And if you want to click on all the items on the bottom, what you have to do is press on your control button. And then you click one by one. There. Oops. Okay, so you make sure that all the variables that you want to analyze is over this side. Now what you do next is to click on Statistics. When you click on it, normally it shows you nothing is checked. So what you want to do is Central Tendency. Click on Mean, and the dispersion, the standard deviation. On page 292 and 293, it explains what mean and standard deviation is about. I hope you guys have read it. Okay, and then now you click on Continue. So whenever you do a descriptive statistics, always have to click on the mean and the standard deviation. Remember to check box this Display Frequency Tables. Okay, and then I click OK. This page shows up. This is output 3. You can save it to another name, but on default it normally says output 1, 2, or 3, or 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is a frequency table. It's like a summary table. And all this are the individual items, which are also the questions that are asked in a survey, which is recorded in that Hobbit dataset. Okay, the difference between percent and valid percent, you must be wondering, is percent would have a missing value that represents a percentage. So in this case, if we look at this question, to which type of radio programming do you most often listen, missing percent is 3.8%. So what that means is, out of 400 people who were asked to answer this question, only 385 people answered the question. So 15 of those people did not answer the question. So 15 people represents 3.8% of the whole sample size. Valid percent, on the other hand, includes this missing value. So including this 15 people, they split out the percentages based on all these 4 items. So for valid percent, it's 17.1. Okay, so if you want to see if you're gonna tabulate missing value as part of your data set, then you'll look at this percentage. Cumulative percent, which what the name says is self-explanatory, it accumulates the percentage as you go along. So say this is 17.1 and 20.3, and then so it becomes 37.4. So if you add these 3 together, it'll be 78.7, and then the 4 is 100%. So this is cumulative percent. Now, how to interpret what mean is. If we were to look at this question, which newscast do you watch most frequently? Okay, let's scroll down. Here, this is the question. Which newscast do you watch most frequently? Now, the mean value showed over here is 3.36. So if we do look 3.36, where does it lie? The variable has a label of 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3.36 is between 3 and 4, which means that on average, people watches news during these 2 times. They watch the 6 p.m. and the 10 p.m. news. This is where the average audiences are. For the standard deviation, which is also what we know as how the variation from the mean and between so the typical response. Yeah, so dissimilar or similar from a typical response. So a typical response, which is the mean, is 3.36. So 0.882, which means that from the mean, the distance between the mean is 0.882. So that shows you how far apart that is from the average. Okay, so this is the first question that you have attempted. You need to interpret the answers that is produced in this frequency table, and for the next question you would do the same, but this time around you would look at the scale variables and then do the same. Some of you might be wondering, okay, scale variables, what are they? They are nominal, they are ratio and intervals type of measure. So what a ratio type of variables are is, it looks at items like dollar amount spent per month, or like average price of an evening entree and things like that. Most of the data are largely nominal scales, which they go through a question that answers with a scale. So you would have like Likert scale, which is a disagree or agree scale, or can like strongly agree, strongly disagree scale. So those are the type of scales that you would call it as nominal scales. Okay, hope you guys can follow. If you can't, just stop the video and replay it. If you have any question, please feel free to email me. Thanks!